As of the filming of this video, a perfect order booster box, as you can see here, $210 on TCG Player. Plus tax, you're looking at $220. ETBs sitting at $75. Plus tax, you're probably looking like 80 something. The popular topic on the PokeTube the past week is Perfect Order is going to go to MSRP. Perfect Order and Chaos Rising are going to crash the Pokemon market. Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with that? Do you really think that's going to happen? Do you think Perfect Order, being as bad of a set as it is, with Mega Starmie, Long Legs, Daddy Long Legs, whatever, walking through, and whatever the hell Mega Zygarde's supposed to be, and a Greninja-based set is going to crash the Pokemon market with this type of bull run we're having, with this type of euphoria we're having? Well, I can see the thought process behind it. Sure, Perfect Order, cheapest set we've had. I want to say it's even cheaper than Journey Together when Journey Together came out. And Journey Together is not even that bad of a set. But if we look at last year, right, we can kind of see the similarities between Ascended Heroes and Prismatic and what happened right after. So Prismatic came right out, super hot. All the scalpers came around. Everything's gone. Can't find anything on the shelves. And Journey Together comes out. Now, Journey Together might have slowed it down a little bit, but because Prismatic kept printing along the lines of these other sets and everything, it didn't really hurt the market a whole lot. Let's just be real. So do we think that because Perfect Order came out after Ascended Heroes that, all is doom and gloom? No, because we've already seen this before. Journey Together, sure, is a lot better than Perfect Order. And I'm not even going to try to compare Destined Rivals to Chaos Rising. It's just not comparable. However, I don't think Journey Together is better than Chaos Rising either. I compare Chaos Rising to something more like Phantasmal Flames. Now, that Charizard and Greninja, not comparable, but the overall sentiment about the set, I think, is the same. You have Greninja and the 3 starters to chase, and then the Greninja line, and that is it. The Phantasmal Flames, you have a Dawn, a small Piplup card, a Meowth card, Charizard, and a Gold Charizard, which a lot of people don't even like the Charizard. I think those are comparable. I also think that the Chaos Rising Greninja is better than the Twilight Masquerade Greninja. I love this card. The artwork on this card is fantastic. And I think we're going to see similar numbers between that Greninja and the Twilight Masquerade Greninja. I do think Twilight is deeper than Chaos Rising will be. I think that's pretty obvious. Chaos Rising is going to be a smaller set. Twilight has an EV, and it has a couple trainers that are chaseable, and overall there's a decent amount of depth. Chaos Rising doesn't have that. It has Greninja, like we said. And so I would take it a tier below Twilight Masquerade. Now, here's the real outlier in all of this. What is happening alongside of Perfect Order and Chaos Rising? Well, with Perfect Order, we saw the release of Ascended Heroes products. And it is simply because of this that I do not think the market will crash. I don't really think we're going to slow down much of all. Sure, your sales for Perfect Order and such might slow down, but talking to other shops, they sell at MSRP to a little bit above MSRP. They said they sold out immediately. Literally no difference. People who have to buy secondhand might be a little different. However, Ascended Heroes releasing alongside these sets is the exact same thing that happened with Prismatic. And how long did it take for Prismatic to slow down? The beast that is Ascended Heroes will carry these weaker sets as we see it consistently release alongside of them. What did we have release alongside of Perfect Order? Well, we had pin collections. I don't have any of the poster collections. We also had these nifty 2-pack blisters released alongside Perfect Order. I think we also had tins. I'm not 100% sure if they came out with Perfect Order or maybe last week. I'm not 100% sure on that. And in another 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have booster bundles come out. Or maybe that's a month. My dates are a little messed up, but you get the gist. And I'm sure when Chaos Rising comes out, we're going to have more Perfect Order coming out. So why do people think this is going to slow things down? I mean, Ascended Heroes is huge. I mean, guys, you have a freaking $1,100 chase card. And it's Gengar. And I've never seen the card. Everybody says it's sick. It's insane. The texture's sick. It's $1,100. You have 2 gold cards, one being a Charizard, one being a Dragonite. You have another Dragonite. You have 2 freaking Pikachus, and both Pikachus are stunning artwork. I love both of them. Both of them are super popular. You have one for the cartoon crowd with the Terra Crown, and you have the wooded one. Like, these are fantastic cards. These are super expensive cards. The top 12 chase cards are all over $100. Let that sink in. Just think about that for a minute. 12 chase cards are over $100, and your top 5 are something like $300 plus. That is absolutely insane. And of course, maybe people will pass on Perfect Order and they'll just scalp and buy all the Ascended Heroes, which is probably going to happen. But Perfect Order is good for the players as well. There's a lot of playable cards in there. And believe it or not, some people do like Zygarde, and a lot of people are going to try to master set this because it's going to be a cheaper set, and people are going to still want to rip packs, and it gives them something. It gives them a chase, it gives them packs to open, it gives them Pokemon cards. So people are still going to want these sets, no matter what. And I know Greninja's a lot more popular than Starmie and Zygarde, so I'm expecting the Greninja set to kind of be a little crazy, especially because the Japanese set had a lot of hype behind it. As you know, I don't really get a lot of sales for Japanese through my website, but I even had sales for Ninja Spinner, the Greninja set, on my website. I didn't even get that for Mega Dream, and I sold probably 70 Mega Dream boxes locally. Like, that is pretty crazy that people are ordering Ninja Spinner and didn't even order Mega Dream. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I didn't advertise it good enough. I don't know, but that alone is enough to tell me that people want this Greninja card and people want this set. So in reality, I think we only have one bad set, and that's Perfect Order. Like, let's be real here. And even Perfect Order, I hate to break it to you, Perfect Order is still selling. Those are orders I have to package. So Perfect Order still sells. Sure, you're not going to get $100 in ETB or $120 in ETB like Ascended Heroes and Prismatics $200 and whatever, Phantasmal Flames at $100. Sure, you're not going to get that out of Perfect Order. Maybe if we don't get stock for 3-6 months, yeah, maybe a booster box will be $300 then, but how many people are going to really want to buy that? I just don't see a slowdown happening. I don't see a crash happening. I don't see a mass exodus of people from the hobby because Perfect Order isn't a good set. Because in reality, Chaos Rising is a pretty decent set. Perfect Order, on the other hand, it has Ascended Heroes with it to help it along. It's like a walker for an elderly man. It's helping him along. Help him get across the street, help us get through this. And hopefully, this is going to help Pokemon put out good sets, better sets that need to be reprinted. I don't know if that's true or not. I like the idea of that. Something tells me no because we haven't gotten ETBs or booster boxes for a plethora of sets. It's just Hammer Prismatic left and right, and then now it's going to be Hammer Ascended Heroes. But, based off of the drops we just had, Walmart had 300,000 ETBs for Prismatic. Judging by that, it's going to be a 1-2 punch. Prismatic and Ascended Heroes down our throats for the release, for these weaker releases. I'm all for that. I am all for that. I would rather people be focusing on Prismatic and Ascended Heroes and just keep pumping those reprints out because those are the most popular sets. Sure, Destined Rivals is super popular. Sure, I still need to complete my master set. Sure, Phantasmal Flames is popular. But the 2 biggest sets with the most value that don't seem like anything can stop them should keep getting hammered. They should. It makes sense. Now, I'm not saying we don't need Destined Rivals reprints. We do. I think they should hammer those as well. I'm not the person to say that. Well, if you made it this far, give me a hashtag what your favorite Ascended Heroes chase is. I like the Pikachus, to be honest. There's too many for me to pick. Let's be real here. There's too many for me to pick, but if I had to, it's probably the Pikachus. Let's be real here. Probably the Pikachus. Has Sword and Shield moved yet? Has this gone to the moon? Can anybody tell me that? What's going on with Sword and Shield? Why does nobody love Sword and Shield anymore? All right, guys, if you're looking for Ascended Heroes, Perfect Order, any sealed Pokemon cards, there are links in the description of the video if you're on YouTube. If you're on social media, there is links in the link tree. Shop my website. There are links to my email list, links to my Discord. Join those, sign up for that. And yeah, shop my website, maxpacks.com. Get yourself some sealed Pokemon product. This is Max Packs, dipping out. No, the market's not crashing.